Well, it's time to get physical, at least to have one, as I do every year. So, welcome to the Quad Life. So, as any good guy is that wants to keep good track of my health, I recently went and had my annual physical. However, getting a physical when you are a quadriplegic and use a wheelchair to get around, it's not your typical thing for most people, at least not from what I've heard. So, first of all, when most people go to the doctor's office, one of the first things that they do is hop on a scale and get their weight. So, something you don't think of, it's easy to do. Well, that's not the case for me. My general practitioner, my GP, is just here in a small town hospital, and they don't have all the equipment that would maybe be best to serve me. So I worked with my doctor's nurse probably the last couple months to find and get access to a wheelchair scale so I could get weighed. Prior to this physical, it has been a little over 2 years since I last got my weight, and that was when I was having surgery, and I was laying in a bed that could weigh me at that point. So, since it has been 2 years since I last got weighed, I figured, well, it might be good to get an updated weight. So she got it arranged that I would meet her at a different doctor's office, thankfully in the same building, but with a different doctor. And she got it all set up in an office. And so even before I got checked in for my appointment, well, I went in and got weighed. Now, I know the weight of my chair with my suction machine and everything on the back is 393.6 pounds. I've got a new suction that's a little bit lighter than my old one, so I took off a little bit of weight. But with that, we could figure out how much I weigh. And it wasn't a good thing. So in 2 years, I have gained 6 pounds, which 3 pounds a year isn't too bad, I guess. However, it's an indication that I need to be careful when I'm eating and make sure I exercise. I don't want to keep gaining weight, as it can be hard for my caregivers and can cause more problems. It also gives me an idea that the expanding gut that I've been seeing is not the result of just my gut problems, but maybe from eating too much bacon. However, I don't eat a lot of bacon, even though I like it. So, just a couple hours ago, I biked for about 7.5 minutes and burned 0.2 of a calorie, so that's good. However, I may also need to move around some more and try to burn 10 of calories that way, and make sure I'm typing more, which also helps. I guess you could say, thankfully, my voice recognition thing on my computer is still giving me fits, so that makes it so I have to use the mouse and keyboard. So that way I'm doing something physical at least. But for the rest of the appointment, for me, it primarily just consists of answering questions on what meds I'm taking and how often, and any general health things that have been going on. And I was last in the ER in June when I had the problems after vacation. And he said things weren't looking too bad from that point, so I didn't even take a blood test this time. And he checked circulation in my feet, and that's basically it. So a physical for being a quadriplegic isn't too bad. I've heard of guys in their 40s that have to do things that say they turn their head and cough while other things are done, but I didn't get any of that done and really never have. So I guess if you want an easy physical every year, well, use a wheelchair full time or something. But I'm happy to report that everything's doing pretty well. My trait button's still giving us problems. That it has a lot of extra drainage around it, but we're not real sure what to do about it. And my ear, nose, and throat doctor is kind of perplexed as well. But hey, that's me. I like confusing doctors and bucking the system, I guess. But that is it for this week's update. Again, thank you for watching, and bye for now.